One thing I've realized is that as Africans, we don't come together. That's number one. Number two, we don't trust each other. And number three, we're always competing, and we're never in a position to unite, not realizing that if me and my brother join forces, we're 2 times better than we are alone. If you look at the Jewish community, they have the least population in the whole world, but yet they control the whole world. It's because they unite, they come together. There's no coincidence that the United States is so respected globally and is the smallest continent. It's the United States. They come together. Now let's take it even a little further. If you calculate 30, 40 years ago, in the Middle East, they wasn't as powerful as they are today until they created the United Emirates. When you come together, you're a lot stronger. It's harder to defeat you. And it puts you in a better position because everybody can utilize those resources to get further. We're helping each other. We're giving each other knowledge. We're supporting every aspect of thought that can take you to the next level when you come together. So the biggest link that's the weakest for Africans is unity. The moment we decide to come together, we will be unstoppable. And I think that's the reason why we've been failing all these years. There's no reason why I have to get a visa to come to Uganda when I'm from Senegal. Why is that? Why can't we travel freely throughout the continent like everyone else? If you go through Europe, any country in Europe can go to any place in Europe without having, all you need is a basic ID or a passport. You mean we can't do that in Africa? We just need to come together and understand the value that we have as people as one. But other than that, brother, it's going to be a challenge. We're going to be fighting this for hundreds of years until we realize that unity is the only thing that's stopping us. It's going to take our generation to do what they need and utilize their responsibility to the future of Africa to take it to the place in which where it needs to go. We need to unite as a people to make this thing happen. I always believed, and now knowing my true calling, is to develop Africa, whatever it takes. You know, I utilize my resources, my celebrity, my finances, my connections, knowledge, whatever it takes to get to that point, and want to partner with countries that want to see their country go to the next level and be something different for tomorrow. I believe that Uganda has the biggest potential in tourism throughout all of Africa. I've been everywhere in Africa, trust me, and I haven't seen, I want you to really understand the role of government, because a lot of people, unfortunately, we don't know the role of government. We depend on government to do everything. But government is just simply a system that regulates what you want to do and make things easier for what you need to do. But in the end of the day, the government is not going to do the work for you. We as a people have to put in the work. We have to go in and make it happen. And then the government's job is to open the doors to give it easier access for licensing, regulation, security, financing, things of that nature. But we have to go in and actually put in the work. So ultimately, he showed his leadership towards me, opened the doors, put me with his whole administration. Everybody was very supportive. They're opening the doors to make sure that Uganda is a better place. And I want to personally thank him, myself personally. And he loves my wife like his sister and daughter. So I got to love him the way he loved my wife. And I just want to say thank you to him. That we plan to put in the rural areas and within the city as well. So as you know, without the energy part, the city itself won't even be possible. So there'll be a very strategic area in which we will heavily invest in the energy sector, because we're going to utilize that energy to power the city itself. The tourism aspect of it is the main goal, to be able to attract foreigners to come and invest here in Uganda. We believe that every country is going to utilize and need tourism to fuel its economy. And ultimately, it will be a shame to have all this beautiful access to this country and no one else knows about it but Ugandans. So we believe that it's definitely necessary. And when it comes to infrastructure, that's also very viable to what we're doing, because the worst thing is to have millions of people come to visit Uganda and then we don't have basic roads to get them there and show them the place or get to a specific area. So we want to make sure that we're putting down the proper infrastructure, not only for the visitors, but also for the locals, for basic living. Infrastructure is super important, and we want to make that a priority.
Thank you. The second question is about Akon City. So what is the objective of this city, and why do you find it important to have this city here? What's the objective, estimated cost? I know you at least have a figure in your mind. And then let's talk about also the Akon. Is it going to be the currency in this Akon City, like you're trying to do in Dakar?
Right. So the importance of Akon City is really to level up Africa. Africa has been pretty much the element that developed every country in the world except itself. So we want to be able to utilize our own resources to develop our own. And Akon City is one of those cities that utilizes African resources to build itself and power itself by the people. So we want to be able to create that model and copy and paste that throughout the continent. So we think it's very, very important, because that will just be the spark of a forest fire that eventually one day will raise someone like me or someone that has the potential that I have to do the same. And the idea is for all of us to come unite and build our country together. As for the Akon, which is our cryptocurrency, we want to be able to utilize that everywhere. We're currently beta testing right now in Kenya, which is doing amazingly well. We will be launching that within the next 90 days as an official cryptocurrency throughout Kenya, and eventually will one day become, hopefully, a currency to be used in Uganda as well. As you know, the Akon is a little bit different from the average currency, because it's not like the local currency where when you leave Uganda, you can't really cash it in for fiat currency. The crypto allows you to be able to use it globally, and Akon will be one of those platforms. No matter where you go, you can be able to take your finances with you, invest with you, but it will be the heart of what you created here in Uganda. That we plan to put in the rural areas and within the city as well. So, as you know, without the energy part, the city itself won't even be possible. So there'll be a very strategic area in which we will heavily invest in the energy sector, because we're going to utilize that energy to power the city itself. The tourism aspect of it is the main goal, to be able to attract foreigners to come and invest here in Uganda. We believe that every country is going to utilize and need tourism to fuel its economy. And ultimately, it will be a shame to have all this beautiful access to this country and no one else knows about it but Ugandans. So we believe that it's definitely necessary. And when it comes to infrastructure, that's also very viable to what we're doing, because the worst thing is to have millions of people come to visit Uganda and then we don't have basic roads to get them there and show them the place or get to a specific area. So we want to make sure that we're putting down the proper infrastructure, not only for the visitors, but also for the locals, for basic living. Infrastructure is super important, and we want to make that a priority.